In 2006, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh called Naxalism the single biggest internal security challenge India faced. The Red Corridor, as it was called then, stretched across 200 districts in 16 states of India, with Maoist insurgents controlling entire regions, enforcing their own laws, attacking police infrastructure and police stations, and killing people at will. In 2006, for instance, 678 people were killed, including 189 civilians and 55 security personnel in Chhattisgarh alone. Fast forward to 2025, the Naxal insurgency is a shadow of its former self. This red corridor has shrunk to just 40 to 45 districts. The number of hardcore fighters today is below 3,000. It was over 10,000 2 decades ago. The Naxals are cornered and they are just reduced to 6 districts where the entire force, the fighting force of the Naxals, is believed to be confined in. Now in 2024, 184 Maoists or Naxals were killed in police encounters. At the same time, 65 civilians and 18 security personnel were killed. It's among the lowest casualty figures for police and civilians. 2025, the Maoists are on the run. They're cornered in their last strongholds in Abujmad. So the question is, how did India push back an insurgency that once seemed unstoppable? What role did training play in weakening the Maoists, and what challenges remain in fully eradicating the last pockets of Naxal influence? To answer these questions, we speak to Brigadier B.K. Ponwar, the man behind the College of Jungle Warfare in Kanker. Brigadier Ponwar, welcome to NSA.
Thank you very much.
You know, I remember, Brigadier Ponwar, you set up that college 20 years ago in Kanker, Chhattisgarh, when the Red Corridor was all around you. And today, the Red Corridor is reduced to a pocket of less than 5 districts. How did the Indian state achieve this? Did they just wear out the Naxals over 20 years? What do you think are the big things that the Indian state did since 2006?
You see, the Maoists were following the philosophy, power flows from the barrel of the gun. They were using violence. Their leader, Mr. Mojumdar, said, a revolution is no revolution if your hands are not dipped in the blood of a capitalist. So it has to be a violent revolution. And that's how it started. And the police forces used to a different way of training and different way of duty of a policeman. And policemen were used to FIR-related procedures in a police station and thereafter carry out investigation and so on and so forth. Suddenly they found the whole police station being overrun by Maoists. Like in Rani Bodli, 55 policemen were killed. Maoists surrounded them. So the thought came to the government of Chhattisgarh of that time, 2004, 2005, let us train our police into guerrilla warfare. Let us rise to the occasion. So they decided, rightly so, under the chief minister and the governor of that time, that set up a jungle warfare college. And a team from CIJW school, Warangte, was called for. The army sanctioned it, General J.J. Singh, the chief of army staff at that time.
Yes.
And the college was set up right in the eye of the storm on a hillocks in Kanker.
Right.
The college was like a battlefield.
Absolutely.
We trained the policemen.
You trained the policemen and they played a very crucial role in this struggle against the Maoists. But you know, Brigadier Ponwar, I have to ask you this. The Home Minister says that Maoists will be eradicated by 31st of March 2026. That's less than a year away. Is that a realizable goal, you think?
It is. The Honorable Home Minister is seeing the revolution taking place over a period of time. That the Maoists have started running. They started from 2011, and in fact 2010 was the worst year, where about 76 people were killed, and realization came, we have to train the central armed police forces, the state police forces, all other to combat Naxalism. And that was done, and over the years, now the Naxalites are finding it extremely difficult to use their weapon and use their philosophy. Because having gone away, the philosophy of the violence gone away from the Naxals, the government has started making roads, psychological warfare, realization of the local population has come that we are being taken up the wrong tree. Our future for our children is not Naxalism. Our future for our children is development and good education and all things which are there to project towards a normalcy in the country. And that's how, in recent years, when the tide turned to a very great extent, a lot of Naxalites were getting killed, policemen were launching attacks from multiple directions, several cordon and search operations going on, and the local population giving away information about the Naxalites to the police. Earlier it was the other way about.
Right.
The local population has realized this.
Brigadier Ponwar, you know,
ये गलत रास्ते पे ले जा रहे हैं.
we're completely out of time, but your points are well made on the fact that the Maoists are now on the run, and it seems that by 2026 it's going to be game over for them. You've walked into Dhaka in 1971. You saw the Pakistan army surrender. Of course, the lessons of from 1971 are very clear. The Pakistan army made a few mistakes, very, very strategic mistakes. Looking at the Maoists in Chhattisgarh in 2025, what do you think is the single biggest mistake that they made?
Single biggest mistake they made, their population was away from them. They were trying to misuse their population. They were trying to use the very, very water which was feeding them if they were in a fish pond. And that's how the water has been removed. That is, the population has turned sides, and the Maoists are now on the run, whereas the police has taken up weapons. They are understanding the issues of armed rebellion against, armed warfare against them, and they're disarming the police. Now disarming the Maoists. Hence, the Maoists are now all ready to surrender and sending notes. Moment insurgents agencies start sending notes of surrender, means they have finished, they have outlived their so-called aim of putting red flag on Red Fort.
Right, the red flag replaced with the white flag of surrender. And thank you very much for joining us, Brigadier Ponwar, from 1971 in India, Pakistan, in Bangladesh to Bastar and Chhattisgarh. It's been a long way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.